President Trump's tariffs may be taking an upfront toll on America's farmers as crop prices plunge and duties cause a hike in costs on tractors, fertilizers, and other farming equipment. A Purdue University survey showing farmer sentiment dropping for the third straight month in August, expressing less optimism about the agriculture economy. But the president has asked farmers to keep trusting him and give the trade policies time to play out. Joining me now, Agricultural Secretary Brooke Rollins. Secretary, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. How are American farmers reacting to tariffs?
Well, listen, first of all, thank you so much for having me this morning. This president, as he made his way across the country last year and cast his vision for a new world economic alignment, that no longer would America be last on the world stage, that instead America would be first, especially when it came to trade, tariff-free negotiations, and literally realigning the world economy. His commitment was always to put America first. No one has been more supportive or passionate or dedicated to our farmers than President Trump, and this period of uncertainty was part of it. But as we have seen, deal after deal after deal hit the world stage, with more announcements coming in the next few weeks, even more exciting deals, that sentiment, we believe, will turn from unease with the current farm economy, which, by the way, is high cost, as you mentioned, of inputs, 30% under Joe Biden, a trade deficit of $50 billion after having a surplus under Trump when Biden left. Just one thing after another that has hit the farm economy. But these trade renegotiations, opening up the markets, cutting deals. Bangladesh just, I believe, yesterday announced a massive purchase of wheat from America. We'll have more of those coming soon. And the golden age for our American farmers is around the corner.
Oh, that's interesting about more announcements coming soon. We're going to watch for that, Secretary. And, also President Trump, back on August 5th, he talked about American farmers, and he talked about the issue of labor, particularly immigrant labor. Listen to the president from August.
First, on immigration, what made you change your mind about targeting in California farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business?
You go into a farm and you look, and people they've been there for 20, 25 years, and they've worked great, and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else, and then you're supposed to throw them out, and you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers, and leisure too, hotels. We're going to have to use a lot of common sense on that.
Secretary, your reaction to that, because there was discussion at the time about some kind of touchback program where maybe these workers legally left and then were readmitted so that the nation's farmers could still have the labor needed to get food on the table for the American family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this president has been unequivocal on this issue almost from the beginning. The first and biggest was securing the border and ensuring that every American, the goal being every worker in America, is here legally. And that is what we continue to move toward. But at the same time, not compromising our food supply. The minute that we are reliant on other countries to feed ourselves is the minute that we are no longer the world superpower. So the president's real challenge, Lori Chavez-DeRimmer, our Secretary of Labor, is really working on this. The H-2A program, which a lot of your viewers are probably familiar with, but if not, it is the legal worker program that the Department of Labor basically uses to allow our farmers and our ag community to bring in workers, seasonal workers, to allow them to do what they need to do. That program is so broken. And under Joe Biden, the costs increased 30 to 40% per worker. So that is it's an unsustainable effort, especially in the farm economy the way it is now. We have automation that is pretty remarkable that's going to start moving out in a bigger way. We'll have an announcement in that coming soon. But this president is absolutely hyper-focused on fixing this issue. It is one that our farmers need fixed. They're the real victims of in a lot of ways, of this entire program that's been so broken, the H-2A program. So how do we fix it? What do we need to do? Lori Chavez is on it. Kristi Noem and I and and others are certainly talking about it nonstop. And our commitment to the farmers, we've got to fix it.
Yeah, I spoke with Secretary DeRemer actually on Friday, and she was talking about the fact that she's going state to state and talking to exactly farmers, but also other businesses about what they need and what the labor picture is. So I'm glad you brought that up, especially because we've got the jobs report coming out tomorrow, Secretary. You recently wrote an op-ed, called "President Trump is Reviving the Dignity of Work." You say the administration is fighting for the American worker and is reversing trade policies favoring foreign governments to rebalance the economy, encourage domestic manufacturing. Secretary, tell us more about this.
Well, I told the president in the cabinet meeting last week, and I think the cameras were on us, I can't remember, that this has been my dream for 20 years to retake Labor Day, to make sure that people understood that our side, that the conservatives, the Republicans, are the side that are for the workers, that when we celebrate Labor Day, it's not a celebration of, kind of crazy left ideology, that instead it's a celebration of the dignity of work. And it goes all the way back to the Bible and Genesis and being called to work as humans and God's hand on all of that. And so being able to talk about the dignity of work in the one big beautiful bill, I know the left and the Democrats, basically said we're awful, horrible people for expecting those on government programs who are able and who do not have young children at home, expecting those Americans to go to work. This economy is on superpower overdrive right now, and we'll continue with the reshoring of our manufacturing, with the trade realignment, with the cut in taxes, with the inflation coming down. There are going to be so many jobs that helping people, again, not a hammock, I think my friend Scott Turner and HUD said, but a trampoline, getting people out of the cradle of government and into good jobs where they have that dignity, that righteousness that work brings. And whether that's in agriculture or in manufacturing or across the entire American economy. And one of the things I said too, Cheryl, is as we were reducing in force the U.S. government under the Department of Government Efficiency, working to shift those workers into the private sector, into great jobs with good benefits and education opportunities for their children, et cetera. That's the American dream, and that's what this dignity of work and righteousness of work that the president is casting, why it's so important.
It is very important, again, and I'm glad you brought up about the issue of those Doge workers. We don't talk about that enough, Secretary. Before you go, so the Agriculture Department recently blocked any taxpayer dollars going to purchase solar panels that are manufactured by foreign adversaries and from being used in USDA projects. You also recently banned foreign adversaries from buying U.S. farmland, something that's very important, in particular, as we have seen under the Biden administration, Chinese companies and individuals buying up large swaths of U.S. farmland, in particular near military bases, which became a very disconcerting move by the Chinese. Can you tell us more on why this is so important?
Absolutely. Listen, in 1983, China and foreign adversaries owned about 2,000 acres of our farmland. Today, it's almost 300,000 acres have been purchased by China and other foreign adversaries, not friendly to us. And what's really important about this is so much of that was purchased around our military bases. So it's not just preserving the great American farm. It's not just about bringing a golden age to rural America and having real rural prosperity, but it is national security. And the more farmland we take out of production and the more that we sell it to foreign adversaries, the more that we cover it in solar panels rather than, some of our most beautiful prime farmland in this country is now basically a solar farm. And so ensuring that taxpayer dollars, that this government is wholly focused on America first, the President Trump's vision, we will return to where we need to be in protecting American interests first and putting America first.
Secretary Brooke Rollins, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate your time. We're going to be following all of this and looking for these new announcements. Please come back when you're ready to give us some more details. We'd appreciate that.
I would love to.
All right. Well,
thank you, Cheryl. I would love to.
All right. Good. Thank you, ma'am. All right. We were going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Secretary Brooke Rollins, thank you.